The Indian telecom industry, with nearly 900 million subscribers, is the second largest wireless market in the world. Low tariffs and direct reach to consumers has made SMS and direct calling one of the most effective ways of selling services and products. However, telemarketing has brought with it serious issues of invasion of privacy and has become a major irritant to consumers.
कोई आदमी अगर 2 बार फोन नहीं उठा रहा आपका, इसका मतलब वो आपसे बात करना नहीं चाहता. प्लीज डोंट डिस्टर्ब मी.
मैसेज आ रही है, रिंग आ रही है कि कॉल उठाना पड़ता है, तो कस्टमर भी परेशान हो रहा है. मैं भी, वो कहते हैं कि पहले आप कॉल ही कर लीजिए, इसके बाद मुझे दिखाइए.
ये बिल्कुल बेकार है और हमें लगता है ध्यान रखना चाहिए.
90% जो मैसेज आते हैं उससे तो बहुत परेशानी होती है, लेकिन कुछ मैसेज इसमें अच्छे भी होते हैं जिससे हम लोग फ़ायदा भी हो जाता है हमारा.
And I'm sure it's an intrusion in privacy. There should be some law that these things should not be allowed.
To holistically curb this growing menace and effectively regulate unsolicited commercial calls and messages, T.R.A.I has notified the Telecom Commercial Communication Customer Preference Regulations 2010. Let us now understand the regulations and its key provisions. Here is a harassed consumer.
Please tell me, how can I stop this nuisance of marketing calls and SMS?
Oh, that's simple. You can do so by dialing the number 1909.
And then do what?
Follow the instructions of the operator. If you wish to block all commercial calls and SMSs, do remember to opt for the fully blocked category. On the other hand, should you want to receive no commercial calls but commercial SMSs in respect of select categories, you can choose the partially blocked category.
What are these select categories?
These are financial services, for which you choose the number 1, real estate 2, education 3, health 4, consumer goods 5, entertainment 6, and tourism 7.
Okay, should I choose only one category or can I choose more than one?
Of course, you can choose more than one category.
Wow, that's good. But what happens if I ring up and get no reply?
Well, normally you would not. But just in case, or if you don't have time to dial up, you can also send an SMS. For registering your option using an SMS for fully blocked category, write start space 0 and send it to 1909. For partially blocked categories, send an SMS start with one or multiple options from the list of 7 categories. For example, if you want to receive messages relating to only health products, then send an SMS start space 4 to 1909. Similarly, for receiving messages relating to real estate and education, send an SMS start space 2, 3 to 1909.
Is this facility available for mobile phones only?
No, you can register your landline number also. But for that, you have to register by dialing 1909 from your landline number.
And how much will I have to pay for registering myself?
You don't have to pay anything. 1909 is a toll-free number and the whole process is free of cost.
And how will I know that my request has been registered?
You will receive an SMS from the operator confirming your exercised options and a unique registration number within 24 hours. Please keep your unique registration number safe for future use. You can also check your registration status on the website www.nccptrai.gov.in.
Okay, will I stop getting telemarketing calls and messages immediately after I register?
Have patience. It will take 7 days for your registration to become effective. So don't fret if you get commercial calls or SMSs immediately after registration.
Can I change my preference at a later date?
Yes, you can, but only after 7 days from the date of the previous registration.
I'm sure many people would have registered so far.
You will be surprised. Over 130 million persons have already registered with NCPR. You also better hurry and register today. By the way, if you have already registered on the Indeed NC, you don't have to register again.
What happens if I do not register?
Well, you can't complain about receiving the unsolicited commercial communications then. But one thing, in case of calls, you can identify the commercial calls because they will all come from numbers starting with 140. This is a series specially earmarked for telemarketers. Now, if you see such a number on your phone, well, it's up to you if you want to answer that call.
Well, all this sounds good, but what should I do if I get telemarketing calls or messages even after 7 days of registration?
In case you receive telemarketing calls or messages even after 7 days of registration, you can register your complaint with your operator within 3 days by dialing or sending an SMS to 1909. Please ensure that you make the complaint from the same telephone number on which such calls or messages have been received. Remember, the complaint must be made within 3 days.
And for complaining, what are the details that I would have to provide to my operator?
You will have to provide the telephone number or the header of the message from where the call or message has been received, along with the date and time. Your operator will send a unique complaint number through an SMS as acknowledgement.
And will I get any feedback on my complaint?
Yes, your operator will take action on your complaint and inform you within 7 days of lodging of complaint.
Good. I'm sure I'll get rid of this nuisance. But tell me, what is this limit of 100 SMS per day that you're imposing on me?
Well, this is for your own benefit. Some of the packages being marketed by the service providers allow a very large number of SMSs per day. And this can be made use of by the telemarketers to send a large number of SMSs from a normal telephone. It is in order to control this possibility that the T.R.A.I has laid down this restriction. But tell me honestly, how many SMSs do you normally send daily?
Well, much below this limit, and certainly not more than 100, except on festive days like Diwali, Christmas, Ramadan, etc. This limit will restrict us on festive days.
The regulation already takes care of this, and there's no limit on such days. Ah, look who's here. Hello, Mr. Telemarketer.
Look, I wish to be a proper telemarketer, abiding by the regulation. How do I register myself?
It's simple. All you have to do is to log on to the website www.nccptrai.gov.in and register yourself.
Do I have to follow up with any office?
Definitely not. The registration is a simple process which will not take more than a few minutes.
What about payment of the registration fees?
The fee can be paid online by using your credit card or debit card. If you don't wish to do so, you can send a draft, in which case the registration will be made only after receipt of the draft. You can also pay cash at the designated banks. All these details are available on the website.
What more do I do?
I would suggest you read the regulation carefully. You will be given the telephone numbers of the customers registered on NCPR, and it will be your responsibility to ensure that no call or SMS is made to these numbers. You have to ensure proper filtration.
What if I make a mistake?
Well, we don't expect you to. But if you do, be warned that you will have to pay a penalty ranging from 25,000 rupees for the first offence to 2,50,000 rupees for the sixth offence. And if you commit the sixth offence, your telecom resources will also be withdrawn and you will not get any telecom resource from any operator for 2 years.
Oh my God, I shall surely have to ensure that I am compliant with the regulation.
It will be in your own interest. By the way, you also must ensure that all commercial calls or SMSs are sent only between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Remember, no commercial communication after 9 p.m.
It's a good initiative. अगर ये facilities available हो जाती हैं हम लोगों को definitely बहुत अच्छा होगा.
Yes, of course, it will be helpful.
I think it's the best initiative because you have an option to choose any of them, and it is according to your priority.
Say no to unsolicited commercial communications. Your choice, your right. For further information, log on to www.nccptrai.gov.in.